I told him we should just be friends. He didn't say a word. By the time I got home, I was already blocked. Gone. Like I never existed. It sounds dramatic, I know, but that's exactly how it happened. One sentence. One quiet moment. And just like that, I was erased from his world. If you've ever tried to end something gently, only to watch someone vanish like you'd screamed at them to leave, then you know the feeling. This story is for people like us. It began like so many things do, soft, undefined, and a little blurry. We weren't official, but we weren't just friends either. We lived in that in-between space. Late night calls, random texts, songs sent back and forth, inside jokes only we understood. Weekends that started with coffee and ended in sleepovers. No labels. No pressure. Just two people orbiting each other in a space that somehow felt safe. He came into my life when I was still broken, still healing from something messy. My heart wasn't whole. And he didn't try to fix that with grand gestures or dramatic declarations. He just showed up. Over and over again. That quiet presence was more than enough, at least for a while. But something shifted. That part no one prepares you for. When someone starts falling for you while you're still learning how to stand. He never said the words. But I saw it. In the way he looked at me during silly conversations. In how he remembered details I'd barely noticed myself saying. In how he made space for me, even at my worst, without ever making me feel like I was too much. And that's when fear crept in. Because I saw what he wanted. Something real. Something whole. And I didn't know if I could give that. Not because I didn't care, but because I cared more than I could admit. So I did what scared people do. I reached for the familiar excuse. I think we should just be friends. It wasn't planned. It wasn't meant to hurt. It just spilled out. We were parked outside my apartment. He'd just handed me my favorite snack, something I had casually mentioned craving days before. He smiled, completely unaware of what I was about to say. I said it softly, trying to soften the blow with my voice. He didn't argue, didn't cry, didn't ask why, just nodded slowly, and let me out of the car. No goodbye. No last words. I stood on the sidewalk, cold air biting at my skin, keys shaking in my hand. And as soon as I stepped inside, I knew something was wrong. His number gone. Instagram blocked. Messages undelivered. Twitter unfollowed. It was as if I had been deleted from his world in minutes. First came the shock. Then panic. And finally, a hollow ache that settled deep in my chest, where guilt and grief tangled themselves around my ribs. I never imagined it ending like that. I thought we'd slowly drift. Maybe stay loosely in touch. Still like each other's posts, send the occasional check-in text. But he left no room for maybes. He cut me out like a clean tear through a page. Like someone refusing to reread a chapter that once meant something. And somehow, that hurt more than anything. I told myself I did the right thing. That he deserved someone certain. That love can't be forced. That I wasn't ready. But the more I repeated those things, the more hollow they sounded. The truth? It wasn't that I didn't want him. It was that I didn't trust myself to accept the kind of love he offered. He didn't ask me to change. Didn't demand I prove myself. He just wanted me, as I was. And I didn't know how to receive that. I had grown used to love that came with conditions. Love that asked for sacrifice. Love that made me shrink. But his love didn't do that. His love was gentle. It was steady. It was safe. And that terrified me more than anything else. So I hid. Behind the easiest lie I could tell. Let's be friends. It's strange how silence can feel louder than screaming. How being blocked can hurt more than being cursed at. He didn't send angry texts. No long explanations. No demands. He just left. And that's when I truly learned what it means to be too late. I've typed out messages 100 times. Starting with hey. And ending with me erasing every word. Because how do you apologize to someone who took your sentence as a full stop, when you meant it as a pause? I want to say I'm sorry. Sorry I was scared. Sorry I hid behind friendship. Sorry I didn't believe someone could love me without asking for a piece of me in return. But I never pressed send. Maybe because I think he deserves someone braver than I was. Someone who didn't have to destroy the connection just to realize its value. I miss him. Not just the idea of him, but him. The way his presence made everything quieter inside me. The way he listened like my words mattered. The way he looked at me like I was whole. Long before I believed it myself. I don't know if he'll ever see this. I don't even know if I cross his mind anymore. But if somehow these words reach him, I hope he understands. I didn't say just friends because I didn't care. I said it because I cared so deeply, I didn't know how to hold it.